Not just legs, but if you also have arms.
Got a small wound, you go, oh.
Dive into whales.
30-second reloads.
Yeah, it's like,
You're cleaning out.
Like the body can't heal right like this.
I know, I'm not a fucking like car.
All right, you ready?
Pretty ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Welcome back to the Biggie Boys podcast.
Welcome. What?
No, you have to say welcome back to the.
Oh, you
do your
want me to
spiel.
do it again?
Yeah.
He always throws it off with a curveball.
Fuck it. We already said
Yeah,
hello.
we're already
Hey,
here.
how's it going?
Shalom.
It's,
We're already here.
It's your three favorite boys.
The boys are back.
The boys are back. I
in
think the
town.
last episode we did of three of us was when the girls were here.
That's true.
So the boys are back.
we have Mr. Mustache.
We have Mr. Mustache.
Mr. Mustache.
No
Been
shave
growing it
November.
out. No, it's not no shave because I've shaved. It's Movember. It's for mustaches. And you guys should be doing it too. It's for
Cannot.
It's for some people do it for like men's health, like suicide awareness. Some people do it for prostate cancer, and some people do it for testicular cancer.
What
And
do you
I
do?
do it
Yeah.
for sex appeal, and purely sex appeal.
And that you do have.
yes.
That you do have.
So people basically do it for ball cancer, ass cancer, and killing yourself.
Right.
And then sex appeal.
And sex appeal.
That's what men's health is.
Yes.
Ball cancer, ass, prostate cancer, and killing yourself.
If none of
And
those
sex
three
appeal.
things kill me, I'll never die.
Yeah. I heard that somewhere.
Yeah, I think I read that in some novel.
I know a guy who does the No Shave November, and he actually makes it like a charity thing. So he sets up like a GoFundMe, and the person who donates the most gets to pick at the end of the month. He gets to pick which facial hair he has to spend the day at work with. The only exception is the Hitler mustache, obviously.
Yeah, I was gonna say like how does not
Obviously, the
everyone
only exception, but he's had a few good ones. He had
Like-
one, I don't even know what this is called, but when you shave this part and it's a mustache and then it comes down and back into a beard, but your chin is exposed.
I don't, like,
It's like mutton chops that go into the stash.
It's a very
redneck thing.
Yeah, it's a very like old westerny
Yeah.
kind of like when people just grew like massive amounts of hair on their face.
You've seen it.
like
You've
a,
definitely
It's like
seen
mutton chops, and then but from the mutton chops it goes up and like that.
but
into the
there's
mustache,
nothing
but
here.
there's nothing
So it's like
here.
a Daniel Day-Lewis thing. I feel like he'd wear something like that.
probably something
Yeah,
similar.
in some aspect. I can't grow a mustache. I think everyone knows that I can't grow a mustache, so I got no part in this.
What would you give him if it was
Me?
if you won?
Yeah, if you won, what would you?
Oh,
give
what would you give him? I don't know. I need to see the face structure.
Give him a Charlie Chaplin.
You know, same thing. It's the same thing. That's the loophole.
I'll give him the
Yeah,
Michael
no.
Jordan.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Is it? Did Michael?
They're all the
Michael
same.
Jordan had a Hitler mustache.
He tried, and everybody went, "Oh."
I'm gonna bring this back. We're gonna make it.
Listen.
We're gonna make it the MJ.
We know you're not doing it on purpose because you're black, but you can't.
Yeah, it's
can't
like
do that.
Hitler really ruined that mustache, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Fucking A.
it's fine that Hitler ruined that mustache. It
know.
wasn't the best mustache in the beginning.
But does it? I think it's called a toothbrush, actually. By the way, but does that ever expire? Like,
Excuse me.
does that ever like 1,000 years from now? They're not gonna be like, oh, you can't.
Yeah,
have
like
that.
imagine Hitler was wearing Nikes. Like, fuck, man, I like Nikes. You know,
No, but it would have to be his signature thing.
right? But what if he only wore them?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably be more like Adidas.
It'll
That's
definitely
that's the Nazi brand.
true. It'll definitely expire eventually. I mean, it just has to.
Or someone
It has-
worse?
exactly, it has to.
Or yeah, because what if we have more worse people than good people, and everyone rocks every style of mustache?
Like what stash did Stalin have?
Or Mussolini?
He had he had a stash going, right?
Yeah.
He had like a big broom mustache.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's something that was just there's something. I think it's because the Hitler mustache was more common back then, and then after Hitler, no one really wore it, and so I feel like that's why we have such a strong tie to that's a Hitler mustache, because after Stalin, people still rocked big bushy mustaches. I mean,
So we pick and chose the one that we don't really wear often anyway.
because
So we're being
maybe your grandma or your great grandma wouldn't say that's a Hitler mustache. That's just a mustache back then. But it's been so far removed from us, nobody would ever try to wear the mustache except for Michael Jordan, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But, and so
Maybe
we've
Kanye.
been sensitized to it.
I guess that's
Wait,
fair.
what? Kanye?
Maybe Kanye would try to bring it back.
I don't think Kanye can grow facial hair.
No, yeah, you can.
What?
Dude, he's got a fucking
mustache?
goatee, man.
Why can't he-
He's got like a goatee.
What does that mean? He can't go. What is that? Like he just can't?
Does it really?
Oh, you're not remembering Kanye right, buddy.
I don't think he can grow mustache, though.
He's got a goatee.
What does that
He's
mean?
got like a full goatee.
Some people
thing.
grow facial hair, but not mustache.
No, he's got a goatee. Part of the goat. Maybe I'm not saying is a goatee the one. It's like
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
all the way
I
around.
think you're right. I think you're right.
That's what he's got.
Interesting.
I think I feel worse for the people that have like the patchy beards or like the neck beards, and like they're like, this is the best I got, so I'm just gonna rock it. I'm like, just shave the fucking thing.
That's the worst because now you have you have none of the benefits of having a beard, but all the annoyance of having to shave all the time.
Yeah,
still.
and also people looking at you funny, like, ugh. You know, like I never want to walk into a place and then everyone collectively go, ugh. You know, I feel like a neck beard will get you that reaction.
But to answer your question about what mustache I'd have him make, I would do, or what facial hair, I would just do like something totally that doesn't exist because no one would ever do
like
it.
just shave the cheek holes here.
Yeah, like it's like essentially the dimensions of a Hitler mustache, but it also, so you only shave this part. So it's like a Hitler mustache, but there's also a corresponding
Chin patch.
And it just goes down. That's what I would do.
I think I would have him grow a full beard and only shave like this, like the cheekbones.
Doesn't that guy's got a weird one? What, right? The guy with the fucking really sharp teeth.
Oh yeah.
He's got one that's like
Sharp teeth.
a squiggle line. It's like
it's
like a chin strap.
riff-raff or some shit.
Yeah. It's the guy from that Vine. where he's
Like I don't know nobody.
Yeah.
Dude, you know there are some people that like file their teeth to be like shark teeth like that?
That's
That's
really
one of them.
bad.
Yeah, I mean that must hurt. And then you can never have like ice cream again, probably. Or
That's very bad. If you file your teeth down enough, blood will just start shooting out like a fucking water fountain.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, think about how sensitive. You know, the root canal is one of like the most painful things to get. Is
I've had
that
a root
weird?
canal.
Was it painful?
Or
Or they-
I was
they-
just so
he was out of
sedated.
it.
That's they
There's
gas
that.
him up. Danny gets gassed up for a mole.
Danny
I
was-
mean, everybody gets, first of all, everybody gets general anesthesia. You cannot have a root canal without general anesthesia.
I saw my dad
It's
get
like
a root canal.
it will fuck you up.
I think that was the first
It'll never
time
be the same.
I saw a single tear out of him come.
You're literally touching like you're on the nerve.
Yeah, it's
They
like
removed the nerve, right?
Yeah.
they like drill like, right out.
It's I mean, there's still, I mean, so I was out, but like I wasn't out, like I wasn't unconscious.
Right.
I was just numbed and like sedated with like laughing gas, but there's still so much pressure. Like you can feel like it's so much pressure. You're like, how can I even sustain this?
Dude, it's the same thing when I was getting my wisdom teeth pulled out. I didn't feel anything because I felt the needles. You always feel the needles, and those things fucking sting for a second. But even they put cranks in my mouth and like wrenches and are popping the shit out, literally like fucking elbow in the wrench. And I'm like, this doesn't hurt right now, but there's no way my mouth could handle this damage. Like later, this is gonna suck. You know, like I was watching surgeries and like they cut and shoved their hands into some of these people. I was like, the body can't heal right like this.
I know, I'm not a fucking like car.
Yeah, it's like-
They're putting their fucking hands under the hood and just like cranking shit.
Like I think Grey's Anatomy came out, like the new season or whatever, and like there was just like a bunch of surgeries because like we were catching up and fucking like literally hands on like hip bones, like fucking in there. I'm like,
that show is still on.
dude, it's a fucking soap opera essentially. It's still on. Derek came back. I'm swooning all these people right now. We could skip over that.
I've never seen the show.
That's fine.
I've never seen it
no, I hate to break everyone's hearts. It's not that great, but besides the point.
I feel like a lot of people. I feel like I have a feeling some of our audience will disagree with you.
They
heavily.
will. But I watch it, so sometimes, not really.
Yeah.
All right.
Never been under the knife.
Me neither. Oh, I mean, kind of.
Never
I
had-
got cut.
Never had a surgery. Never had.
I've never been under like
Anything.
full blown anesthesia. I don't think.
Yeah, they never put the dotted line on me and it had the scalpel and went through. You know,
Yeah.
No scars.
I'm sure there's a scar somewhere. You know, I'm sure there's a scar somewhere on me.
That sounds terrifying. The fact that they have to market.
Well, what do you mean? That's
I know,
I
but
hope,
the
though.
fact that they have to market so much means that there was incidents where they removed the wrong eye. It's like, oh, that's the working one.
Dude, they've done that like this countless times. Like, so here's his spleen. It's like, wait, why is that gone? Like that's not on the sheets.
Yeah, it's funny. We think of. Oh, I think it's unplugging or something. I feel like we think of like doctors as these people who know everything about the human body, can never be wrong and are perfect. But like they're just people. They go out on the weekends and get drunk at the bar too. Like they're just people.
Yeah,
They can mess up.
and I don't understand. Yeah, but so that's the thing. Eventually, they say it's going to be robots, but now they're saying more it's going to be robots, but controlled by the person. So it's like the person's knowledge and like quick timing or like quick thinking on their feet, but the precision of a robot, which is like the best mix, I guess.
Yeah.
But the
Cyborg.
video is like fucking like Terminator shit. It's like the doctor's sipping a Mai Tai on the beach doing a brain surgery from like the launcher. I'm like, I don't want this guy doing this, you know?
Yeah. Did you see that video of Jeff Bezos using the thing?
Yeah, he looked like fucking.
There was essentially these robot arms, and you put your hands inside, and you can control them. And Jeff Bezos was using them, and he laughed like he was Lex Luthor.
Like,
he was like,
yeah,
it was so strange. It's
just
like
said, Superman.
That's a man with arguably the most power in the world,
and now the most power in his hand.
Is that ever gonna come about that era of like military fighting where everyone's just in fucking mech suits? Or at that point it's just gonna be like, we nuke that city, you nuke our city.
No, I don't think it'll ever get to nuke. I think it'll just be like
have exoskeletons fighting.
I don't even think that. I think this is gonna be our robot army. That's gonna be your robot army. Let's sit, watch some popcorn. Whoever wins could have this territory. It's like, okay, fine. It's gonna be like a big game of Risk.
The nukes are too dangerous. Everybody knows, like, even the craziest people know that nuclear warfare almost always leads to the end of the world, period.
And it's so weird because like nuclear winter, that's what's scary. Like I don't care if my city's gone, because I'm probably gone with it. That's not my problem. But now everyone else has to deal with fucking nuclear rain. It's like, Jesus.
What's nuclear rain?
It's like literally the
radioactive rain.
The clouds, like from all these nukes, the storm clouds, everything. The radiation goes up, forms in a cloud. The cloud moves over, boom.
Nice.
So weird.
And that's how you get Spider-Man, though.
Many Spider-Men, or maybe just human spiders. I don't think there's actually going to be people swinging. I think there's going to be people growing appendages.
Yeah,
I think there will be a period of more exoskeleton type warfare where there's a human inside, and then maybe not inside, but there is like a robot assisted strength, because robots at this stage are just too dumb.
Yeah,
I don't think that's ever going to happen, though. I don't know.
Like what, that we're in a mech. I mean, it's the same thing like being in a tank. It's just now this tank has legs. It's the same shit.
Yeah, but why not? Like, everything's always going to drones now anyway. I think it'll probably just keep moving in that direction.
I agree. I think there's not going to be a person in it anymore.
Legs aren't that useful for robots.
Well, I mean, I feel like you could climb over things because not just legs, but if you also have arms. If this tank had legs and arms, you could scale shit.
Or
just a drone they can fly up.
All right,
but having legs and arms is only useful for.
So now, what if you run out of fuel after this one big jump? You gotta climb.
If you're out of fuel, how is it gonna move?
I mean, that's fuel and electricity. I don't know. It's the future.
I've always wondered: does an EMP exist? Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
So then, wouldn't that just fuck everything?
Right, but I don't think they're that simple.
I don't even know. I always thought that was just a video game thing. I didn't realize that it's an actual thing. What does it even do? I don't understand that at all.
I don't think it actually turns things off. It just jams electronics, right? I'm pretty sure.
That sounds like...
No, I think it turns them off.
I think it's the same thing. I think it turns them off by jamming them. Well, it's all charge, right? So if you send off a big electrical charge of no, this is just me theorizing the other way, right? Let's say my computer has a positive charge. You send this EMP with a negative charge, it matches.
You're talking out of your ass right now.
I am, but I feel like
I
that
can
makes
smell
sense.
it.
I said I'm theorizing. I didn't say it's a fact, but I feel like that makes sense, right? It's not that hard in concept.
I don't know. I feel like that it did exist.
You have the whole EMP is electromagnetic pulse, and you include nothing about magnets in there.
Oh, that's why. He's right. Because you ever have fucking an old DVD and wipe it with a magnet or some shit?
Oh,
that's how it used to be back then.
So I feel like that's what I'm saying. I feel like it used to exist, but I feel like that technology is slowly starting to.
But you could still ruin credit cards like that.
Yeah, I had to. I feel like not as much now. But I feel like I've ruined some of my credit cards by putting it too close to my phone. Or am I making that up?
I've heard that.
I feel like that's happened. Like the chips stopped working on some of my cards, out of nowhere.
I don't know. I feel like maybe with the magnetic chip, I don't remember. I don't think that it affects the chip. I mean, then why would they? I mean, right now, the huge wallet is the one that goes on the back of your phone. So they obviously figured something out, so that it doesn't affect it.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Speaking of the video game thing, though, you ever notice, I don't know, in video games, everything's so... I guess they change things from real life because it needs to be fun and balanced and usable. But stuff like that, the shotgun in the video game, how it's like, oh, yeah, the shotgun's useful at 10 feet, and then anything beyond that, it's useless.
Yeah.
Shotgun, in real life, can kill you from, 200 feet away, easy.
Yeah, the pellets, it's not like they turn into BBs. You're getting metal
or
pellets.
Or even if it's a slug, that'll...
Dude, what's the strongest one? A buckshot or something? Or a dragon shot? There's some weird one.
Isn't that just a steel ball?
Yeah,
One
it's
single
like
steel
that'll
ball?
blow a hole through a car door. It's
That's just a slug, pretty much.
But it's also like, isn't the whole point is that the farther away, it's like horribly inaccurate, essentially like
No,
a modern
no,
day
not at all.
blunderbuss.
well,
not at all.
No,
Like a shotgun, like actually, again, like 200 feet could be easily accurate.
but not a buckshot. That's only one steel ball. Like the multi-shot, like the beat, like the
No. The one. The one. I don't know. Buckshot. Buckshot. I'm pretty sure is a bunch of balls.
I think buckshot's just one.
No, that's a slug.
That is a slug. He's right.
A slug.
Okay,
a
you got
slug
it.
is easily. A slug is just basically like. You ever see like the what do you call it? Like the I can't think of the word here. But like the common shotgun like bullet, it's like a red
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
and a gold
Yeah.
thing. That's a slug.
Okay.
So
that's-
I thought that had the beads essentially
Oh,
inside.
yeah, I think it could. It could have either. But it could have the slug inside, which is just like a big bullet.
So I'm pretty sure the big bullet is the one that is less accurate, right?
That could be accurate at 100 feet.
Well, then maybe.
I mean,
I
maybe
don't know
200.
enough about. I don't know enough about
I
shotguns.
don't know enough about it either.
But also, like, if I have 1,000 beads in a spray of 20 feet going that way, like a big wall of beads, I'm like, yeah, I'm sure I'll hit. I'm sure it's accurate because I'll hit everything. You know.
Yeah.
My uncle bought a shotgun because he's out in Long Island, and the guy was like, "Be careful using this in your house if something happens, because you're gonna be painting the whole wall. Like the whole drywall is gonna have to be redone."
Well, I think if you're ever in a situation where you need to use your shotgun, the
Drywall doesn't matter.
Yeah, the drywall is kind of falls to the back of your mind.
That's true. That's true. Like, I'm not worried about this. Imagine, like, you got a clear shot. You're like, oh god, that's my good vase. You got to wait a second. You got to
Yeah,
readjust.
no way.
It's killing your family. It's like, oh god, there it is.
Also, I'm on like a kick now, but most like interactions, especially these days in the military, are going to be from like at least several hundred feet away. Most gunfights.
Right, but they'll.
You're not like.
Well, it's not the Civil War. You know, it's not like you got to get 5 feet away. To
Civil
fucking-
War fighting is fucking ridiculous. Have we talked about
Dude,
this
we need a
yet?
video game about that.
Civil War fighting
I don't-
is just absurd.
I don't want to play a battle royale in Civil War battle royale where we're shooting at each other 10 times from 5 feet away and there's nothing
It's
happening.
just like
30-second reloads.
Yeah, it's like-
you're cleaning out your thing.
You're like hopping.
you just
around.
line up like you're on a fucking chessboard and then shoot each other. It makes no sense.
That's what the dumb Brits did. We just went.
Yeah, I
fuck
thought we
that.
went away from
Yeah, we
that.
went fuck that. We did.
Yeah,
guerrilla
well,
warfare.
we did guerrilla warfare, but those were some of us. I mean,
That's true.
a large majority of the big fights of the Revolutionary War were still just like, ready? You have a fucking guy playing the drums.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to kill him.
You
That's
can't
disrespectful.
kill him or the medic.
I'm pretty sure we killed them.
And
Anyway.
you just fire at each other, and you just stand there knowing you might be blown apart. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I like how the Americans went to the table, like their like fucking board meeting. They were like, yeah, they're lining up, and we were just like, why would we do that? Let's just hide in the bushes.
Like, it actually starts to make less sense. Like, because obviously this makes sense when you're fighting with like swords. Let's say you all charge at each other and essentially just have a big brawl. That makes more sense. But then as ranged weapons start, it gets less and less practical to just stand in a line.
Right, but it was much cooler back then when there's like an army 100,000 army of 100,000. They just picked 1 and 1, the UFC fight, and
Yeah,
whoever
basically.
wins. Like,
They
that's-
agree to meet up at a
yeah,
spot
like,
pretty much.
Like, that's cool. Like, because now instead of like 70,000 people dying either side, it's one doof dying, and now we lose all our territory because it's all this guy.
Did that happen? Just one-on-one fights?
They used to do that all the
What's
time.
even the point of bringing the army then?
If they don't agree to it,
Oh.
so now we have to fight.
Yeah, the generals would go and meet up and
Like
like,
they would
not kill
parlay.
each other.
Yeah, they parlay. So if they agreed, I'm pretty sure it was more like during like Roman
I
time.
thought they just agreed on the rules. Like they agreed on.
Yeah, but that was more like
I didn't think they actually fought each other for the victory.
that was more again like that is more like our time, like more recent history. Like
But you know,
You wouldn't like a Civil
sound-
War fighting game?
what? No.
You wouldn't like a? That'd be cool. Dude.
I
You
mean,
get bayonets and shit.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like that's all I'd be using because there's no point of shooting.
Yeah.
you must admit though the rush that you must get when you have a sword and you're just running, like just running at imminent death, must be fucking.
I
Your
disagree.
adrenaline, your
No.
adrenaline must be
I mean,
through the roof.
First of all, it's smelt. Half of them like
Yeah, but you don't even know that at that point because
That's true.
If you're just around enough smelly people, smells don't matter anymore.
smells don't exist. anymore. I
Because
guess that's
everybody smells, so it's like
So nobody
Dude,
smells.
historians say that like battlefields like that would like you can't even like be 100 like yards away without just throwing up. Like it would smell so
Like
bad.
death?
Because it's just dead people. They shit themselves. There's guts everywhere, blood. Eventually, after a day, that's gonna smell. Where did all the bodies even go? Like eventually, they were just
pick them up and burn them.
I don't think they did that when there was big armies. I think sometimes they just left them.
Yeah, that works too.
That's a lot of fucking dead.
Yeah, I think some of the like, what's the big civil war in like Antietam or something, Antietam, something like that. I think they said that there's just like there's like 2-3 inches of just blood on the battlefield, just everywhere across.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, still, it still is exhilarating,
No,
nonetheless.
go away,
it
Danny.
really is.
Maybe in a past life, Danny was a sword fighter.
It had to have been.
No.
It simply had to have been exhilarating. You're just like, "Wah!" And you're just running,
Yeah.
and you're about to chop somebody's fucking head off.
Yeah, there's
hopefully.
50,000 people in this army. No one had a megaphone. You can't hear what this guy in the front saying. Now everyone's charging. You're like, are we going now?
I mean,
It's like,
you know when you're going. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
you will
that's
be
true.
killed by people stampeding you if you don't go.
No, it's not even that, dude. I'm pretty sure they had like an extra 1,000 people all the way in the back.
to kill retreaters.
Yeah,
right?
to like either like the goalies back then and push them back into play or just kill them.
yeah.
Their own guys.
Yeah, their own guys, because you can't if you're allowed to retreat, then everyone else would. So
Yeah.
like, they didn't want that fear of people retreating, so they would just kill them.
I would just do the old hide under a body method.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they went around. Well, you better hope your side won, because I'm pretty sure they went around making sure people were dead.
No, you just get a small wound. You go, oh, and then when
wouldn't
they're
make
going
any
around, oh yeah. I guess if my side lost,
Yeah, I wouldn't make any noise.
oh, you just play
Also,
dead.
small wound back then.
That's it.
Yeah,
Sure.
you might be done.
That's it. Like they fucking they bang each other too hard, they
First,
die.
hey, dude, if you get a cut here, like, all right, we gotta chop off the whole arm, and then
excuse me?
if you survive the infection from that, then you're
Which you
okay.
won't.
Yeah, but you won't.
The fact that we exist is insane.
That's true,
It's
dude.
insane. I'm playing Far Cry Primal right now, which takes place in 10,000 BC, and it's
Oh,
like
that sounds awesome.
And it's like the fact that we exist is fucking crazy. Like there was a point like that where not only were we not the best species, we were highly outskilled
yeah.
and outmatched. I mean, it was very dangerous. It's astonishing we even survived.
And,
Yeah.
and we're not bigger than most creatures, right? Even right now, but back then most creatures were bigger than us. Like almost everything was bigger than us.
And it's also about just, I mean, like similar to like, any other animal, like we have a really good pack mentality. Like we know how to group up and conquer things together.
I mean, we could use sticks. And shit.
Lone wolves don't survive in the real wild very often.
That's true. How do they work with? This is just a random question, but how do they work with like lighting in that game? Since there is none.
Well, during the day it's the day, and then
Is there like a full moon or something? That's
and then at night it's really hard to see, and that's when like there's a lot of jump scares. Like you'll just hear a sound like, and then all of a sudden, like it's full screen. A huge tiger jumping out of you.
Saber-tooth
Saber-tooth
tiger.
But
shit?
you can also
is it
at all
Pangea?
times light your
Torch?
weapons on fire.
Oh,
Like if you have a club, you can use animal fat to light it on fire.
boom.
It's really fun.
Dude, to get oil, they used to dive into whales and collect it, like the oil from the whales. Isn't that
Well,
crazy?
they would kill them.
They would kill them. Yeah, I don't think they're alive, and then send the smallest one in there to just in this reeky old whale and just collect
I
whatever.
didn't know that's how they.
And
collected
why
it.
is that? Because whale.
I don't know.
It's
Well-
the whale blubber.
Yeah.
Well, also, isn't it? But it's not actually oil.
I think they could light
No,
their
I
lamps
mean,
with it.
it's-
And
I
shit.
mean, but
it's not. It's what they used as oil. It's not like oil.
It's oil. It's
but
not.
but it's not like what we perceive now
No, it's
as
not like petrol.
oil. It's,
It's
not
not like
crude
no,
oil.
yeah, it's not like petrol or
Yeah.
anything. But
yeah,
it's like the
just
Sarah version.
it's animal fat.
I don't think that's what it was either.
That's
I
what
think-
whale oil
Yeah,
is.
it's
I'm
blubber.
pretty sure.
It was?
It's just,
Okay.
it's just fat. It's it's
Either way, it's what they call as oil. I would never. Like, there's some movies I saw. There was a movie I saw where there was just a dead whale, right? And there was a bunch of sharks. And to escape from the shark, it was from The Shallows with fucking Blake Lively. And to escape from this douchebag of a shark, she like climbed onto a whale carcass. And I'm like, this situation sucks. I don't think I could climb on this whale.
it's got to smell.
I mean,
I don't care for sharks. I mean,
I don't
there's something
know.
about it, dude.
I care. I'll climb on top of a whale any day.
Man,
if a shark's coming,
this would be the
I will
shittiest
I will
situation.
climb inside of a whale. I will
Jonah.
go
Jonah,
inside
yeah.
of a whale if a shark's coming.
If a shark's coming, Danny, you'll find him
No
inside a
doubt.
whale.
And I hope all of you too. Oh man. Are you fucking kidding me?
There's something so gross about it.
There's something
go-
so gross about watching your entrails leave your body
That's true.
as a shark goes away with the rest of your legs.
I might just go, it's all right, shark. Just eat me.
No way.
Just come on,
You
shark.
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. The people who'll be like, oh, you're more likely to be struck by lightning than eaten by a shark. You can go fuck yourself if you say that.
Yeah, how often do you swim? buddy?
Yeah, seriously. Okay, but sure, maybe that's true. But if you're at the beach in the water, pretty sure odds go up 1,000,000 times.
Yeah,
because most of your life is spent on dry land.
Right, and it's not like I'm always in the middle of of a heavy storm in a metal suit,
exactly.
and I'd be afraid to get struck by lightning. I don't care about the odds.
If there's a thunderstorm going on above you, do you stand out in the middle of the field? Or no, do you go, into your house or whatever? Because, your odds are super low. But anyway, those people could fuck off. And also, that shark will eat you in a heartbeat and not feel bad about it at all, as they shouldn't.
Doesn't even understand the concept of feeling bad. They'd be like, "This tastes weird." Ugh. It's like having a bad piece of steak at a restaurant. You can't send it back, but
I know a
still
guy.
hungry.
I know a guy who's been struck by lightning twice.
You making this up?
I swear to God, he's been actually. Well, it's like a asterisk. He's been struck by lightning twice, and then one time he was holding on to a pole that was struck by lightning, and has therefore been struck again.
Was it like a thing? Like, was that the thing? Like, we're all gonna hold this pole? Like, it's a big,
No.
thing?
It was an accident.
Oh well, then
The one time he actually got struck, he legitimately was struck by lightning.
Like his shoulder lit fire a little bit.
Yeah, you get like a scar. It looks like a tree.
Pretty cool scar, yeah.
It is a cool star.
His wasn't actually that cool.
Oh.
But I think that's only because
Loser.
I think that's
Loser.
only because that like those big scars, or if you get fucking struck by a big boy,
like Zeus getting
like a Zeus lightning.
Smite me.
They do look pretty cool though. They look like tree roots. It's weird.
That's where we come from.
I know. I mean, I guess so. I mean, sort of our veins kind of have this very similar tree
Like
rooty looking.
Tree anything. Tree.
Yeah, I don't even understand in the slightest how lightning works. Like, why is the sky on fire? What's happening?
I don't know.
Imagine being like in 10,000 BC though. That's what you're thinking.
Well, that's why they would-
God's
That's
angry.
That's why they would sacrifice people.
That's why God exists, I think. I think you see something in the sky and you're like, holy shit.
Sky's on fire, guys.
I mean,
we didn't sacrifice enough lambs.
I mean, we could barely understand like the universe. Imagine being back then and looking up at the sky and seeing like they could see couldn't they see like actual planets and like
yeah. Like
solar
the
flares
galaxy.
and solar flares and shit?
And then take all of this. Not only will that create this religious environment, but then you start foraging for mushrooms, and all of a sudden, you're seeing like things that don't exist. I mean,
I think they blame that on witches.
you think that you're because in almost every culture and like tribal society,
This is the Holy Spirit.
there are religious experiences that revolve around like psychedelic substances. It's very strange. And it makes sense.
I think a lot of like so much of that gets left over into our genes and stuff. Because I was thinking the other day, like, you know how when you're sleeping, for some reason it's so like uncomfortable and uneasy to like leave your leg hanging off the bed. Is that because like if you're up in a tree, like a big cat will just come and get you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Like,
think,
is that just a leftover evolutionary thing?
you think it's ingrained in us, like certain like
weird
acts that we
little
do that
things.
aren't dangerous now were dangerous to our ancestors, so they're like
Yeah.
kicking us in our sleep, like no, fucking don't do that because I died when I did that. I could see
Yeah.
that.
Like, sleeping with your leg hanging off the bed is like the most uneasy thing ever.
It's because the monster under your bed.
I mean, these guys.
But is that
probably.
back then? If you saw a tiger with giant fangs, that is a monster.
Yeah,
Is it not? Like, you don't know. Oh, that's a tiger.
Especially as a kid, it's like, yeah, I lost my friend because
the monsters.
his leg was hanging off the branch and a dinosaur got him. It's
For
like,
sure. There's
not a
definitely something about the fact that, like, especially if you're under a blanket, like, the blanket is a sense of comfort. And if something's outside of that, it just naturally feels exposed.
out of the comfort zone.
I mean, these people are incredible. This whole episode is dedicated to the cavemen because
To the cavemen.
our great.
I mean, these are people who just figured it out. There's a guy who tried to pick up fire. He's like, how do I hold it? And he probably burned his hands off and died.
Yeah.
And we are here because of him.
And if you think that
So,
the four other
cheers
people,
to him.
I'll cheers to him also. But if you think the four other people after him didn't also burn their hands off and die, it was definitely like the fifth person. I was like, you know what, let's not.
It's
do
like, oh, you have to kick it.
it. Don't use hands, feet.
I mean, it's crazy.
And then they sent in
figured
little.
this shit out.
They sent in little grrr to go like headbutt it, and now he's dead too.
And then taking it more meta. The question is, have we not figured out something yet? That in the
Yes,
future,
it's
everybody
definitely
will be like, how the fuck did these
Yeah,
people
why did
figure
they
it out?
Why did they send so many people to fucking go die over oil when you could just use water? Probably be shit.
yeah.
It'd probably be shit like that. There's so much of it.
But how many? There are no firefighters back then. It's like how many like just enormous forests were burned down because
Forests. What about
they made their fire?
what about like when we started making buildings out of like essentially lighter fluid and fucking sparks?
Wait, what?
Like when we first started making buildings out of just wood and like this flammable like sheetrock.
Well, back then everybody was a firefighter. Like in the
What time period are we in? I'm confused.
right now I'm thinking about like tenement New York.
Yeah,
like
right before
the five corners or whatever.
Right before industrial, I think.
Yeah, like in early New York, Ellis Island, like gangs of New York era, everybody was a firefighter. Like if you were every man. If you were a man, you were just on call. If there was a fire, you have to respond to that fire. And first of all, it's because kind of just everybody was expected to, but also it's because everything's so close and dense that if you don't, your house will probably be burned down.
Yeah. It's like there's always that one guy that's like, oh, don't worry, the guy from 20 houses away will handle it, and now the fire's much closer. Like shit.
That'd be you.
Yeah, I'm 50 houses away. We'll be fine. When it gets to 30, I'll go look.
I'll get my bucket.
Yeah, I'm fine.
How do they fight it? They just have buckets of water?
Yeah, they punched it essentially. They
it.
punched, patted, and spit on it.
Buckets of water. Yeah. It's a very weird. There are strategies to stop fire, and one of them is to burn it.
To burn
shit.
shit.
To burn the surrounding area.
There's fire 20 feet away.
Which doesn't make any.
Let's
it makes
go 40
total
feet
sense.
away and burn more stuff.
It makes total sense, but it doesn't.
Makes sense.
But it doesn't make sense. Like, fight fire with fire.
Yeah, it's like that literally works.
You can't burn it if I burn it first.
Yeah, it's like it's being spiteful to it. I'll burn my house down first. When as soon as I light a candle, I'll burn the house down. It's like you're not getting me there, Candy.
This is going to be the history episode.
There's a lot in the beginning too.
No,
yeah.
the whole thing was Hitler was the beginning. Hitler.
The whole thing was.
Or the history hyenas.
I mean, first of all, we're absolutely going to be cavemen for this
That's
thumbnail.
fine. That's
Gotta
true.
show my stash.
You can still
It'll be you have all November.
Okay.
A lot of our knowledge came out today. A lot of our opinions.
Call it the History Channel.
Yeah,
because
the history boys.
history. Well, that's already fine. It's the history hyenas, of course.
Yeah, that's true.
We can't be history boys.
That's true, and also they definitely know way more, or they don't.
Yeah.
They could just be making it up too.
I mean, they definitely do.
Either
With age comes knowledge, kind of.
Got them. Either way, tell them.
You can find me at Timor723 on Instagram.com.
So you need to stop doing that.
Find me on Instagram, JTHolden97.
You can find me at Aunt Prisco. Can't forget to follow,
The Picky Boys podcast.
like, share, subscribe.
With aunts and uncles. Tell them to subscribe.
Yeah, kiss them on the mouth.
Kiss them on the mouth.
You'll win a lot of Super Bowls.
And that's it.
Peace, guys.